There's only like 5 people. I hate it when I feel like there's like, not that many people here. That's fun. So I want to introduce our first comic. So coming all the way from Flint, we have our first comic, Chris Reed. Going to give a hand to Thursday.
All right, so I'm going to tell you all a little bit about myself. My name is Chris, and I identify as trisexual. I try to be sexual. Unfortunately, my wife is a dry-sexual.
Oh my God.
Kind of hard for me to get into that. You know what I mean? Us trisexuals, we actually have our own flag. It's just a bunch of frowny faces with some blue balls in the middle. See what else? I'm 52 with bad vision. I used to get excited about large breasts. Now I get excited about large font. Not quite the same. I also suffer from imposter syndrome. I don't always feel like a fraud. It's usually just the first few hours after I steal someone's identity. And it just goes away. I used to steal things when I was a kid too. Luckily, my mom was always there to make me give things back. You know, she'd be like, "Now you didn't pay for that candy bar. Let's take that back into the store and give it to the nice man at the counter. And those aren't your Hot Wheels. Let's take those back to your friend's house and give them back to him." Well, now I'm an adult. Sometimes I wish my mom was still here to make me give things back. You know, like, "Now you don't need that cocaine. Let's take that back to the nice man at the dope house. Now those aren't your crabs. Let's go give those back to that skank at the bar." That's a cute joke, honey, but you didn't write that. Let's go give that back to the comedian you stole it from. She's a good mom. I try to be a good dad. Took my kids back to my old neighborhood to show them the places that are special to me. Yeah, I showed them the playground where I had my first kiss, the parking lot where I learned how to ride a bike, the intersection where I got my first DUI, the motel where I got my first STD. It was a little awkward. Probably should have skipped the reenactments. So I'm actually a little irritated right now. Y'all mind if I vent for a minute?
Go ahead.
Yeah, cool. Well, I was almost late getting here tonight because I got stuck behind a bunch of people who were doing 10 miles under the speed limit. You know how it is. So finally I got pissed and I sped past them and I was like, "Fuck you! Fuck you and all your stupid little orange flags." Must have been a car club or something, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't understand this obsession with Chris Hemsworth. You know, the Marvel actor? Yeah. I mean, he's decent looking, but he is not all that. Yeah. I was actually thinking about him the other day while I was masturbating. Yeah. I had a THORgasm. Which makes sense, because in my fantasy, I was getting hammered. It was marvelous. Oh, that went from bad to worse, didn't it? Damn. So I'm actually a substitute teacher. That's my day job. It's a hard job, too, because these kids are just out of control. So I've come up with a way to get back at the ones that piss me off. Yeah, like right before recess, I'll tell them, "All right, we're about to have a little spelling test, and here's how it works. I give you a word to spell, and if you spell it correctly, you get to go outside for recess. If you spell it wrong, you spend recess in the office." Let's start over here with Skylar. Skylar, spell dog. Skylar's like D-O-G. Good job, Skylar. Get in line. Next, we'll go with Calvin. Calvin, spell cat. Calvin's like, "That's easy. C-A-T. All right, Calvin, go line up. Next, we come to Steven, the little asshole. Oh, look whose turn it is next. Steven. Steven, spell anti-disestablishmentarianism. Man, Steven hates me. That's okay, because I hate him too.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck Steven. So one thing that does help me with classroom management is positive reinforcement. You know, giving the kids praise when they do a good job. Yeah, I'll walk around the room, I'll be like, oh, I like how Billy is raising his hand, and oh, I like how Susie's coloring inside the lines. Gives the other kids incentive to do better. This actually works so well that I've started doing this in my personal life. Like last weekend, I hosted an orgy. Oh, I was all over that living room. I was like, oh, I like how Tina is tonguing the butthole. Oh, look how Lucy has a cock in each hand. Good job, Lucy. Of course, you always got your slackers. You're like, oh, I don't know, Paul. We're 10 minutes in and Becky's pants are still on. That pussy's not going to eat itself, buddy. I think the worst thing about being a sub, though, is bumping into the kids when I'm out at the stores. And it's awkward, man, because they're kids, right? It's like you never know what they're going to say. Like I saw this little boy, he was like, Daddy, there's that man that locked me in the closet. I was like, then I saw a little girl, she was like, Mama, there's that man that did that magic trick and made my lunch money disappear. That's a sweet little side hustle right there. Yeah, I don't even like the store anyway, though, man. I hate the U-scans. Don't you hate the U-scans? Hey, how you gotta lick your fingers to get the plastic bags apart? Yeah, I was doing that the other day, and the guy next to me looks over, he's like, hey, man. He's like, you don't gotta lick your fingers. He's like, look, if you got oily skin like me, just do this. That'll get the bags apart. I said, damn. Thanks, man, but my skin's a little dry today. But then I thought, well, my balls are kind of sweaty. Yeah, let me go ahead and... So I rubbed them a little bit. That got the bags apart. Yeah, then the cashier comes over, she's like, you find everything okay? I was like, yeah, high five.
Oh my God.
Man. Another thing that drives me crazy about the store is the high-ass prices, right? I mean, even when something's on sale, the sales are just stupid. Like, I saw this sale, it said, buy 15 bottles of Pantene, save $2. Like, 15 bottles? What am I shampooing? A 70s bush? Stupid. And speaking of stupid, I got those energy-saving light bulbs. What a joke. I mean, yeah, they use less energy, but they also barely put out any light. Good thing is, now it's not so bad when my wife asks me to do her with the lights on. That's a joke. My wife's a beautiful woman. Not only is she beautiful, but she's funny. And she's got a quick wit. Like yesterday, she rolled her eyes at me. I said, you know, eye rolling is a microaggression. She said, so is your penis. She's not wrong. So y'all might have noticed I have a slight limp. I was out getting my wife some flowers and I twisted my ankle. Tripped over a tombstone when I was leaving the cemetery. It was worth it though, I got her some roses. Shout out to the Thompsons, whoever they are. Saved me some cash. Yeah, so I've been trying to make my wife happy by doing more around the house. Like the other day she came home from work and the dishes were done, laundry was done, house looked all nice, you know. She was like, oh my God, baby, thank you. You must have worked so hard. I was like, yeah, it was hard, but you know, it's worth it to see you happy. Plus it wasn't that hard. Had my girlfriend help me. She's a keeper. And she makes a killer sandwich. So I'll leave you all with this. I was reading that people are actually waiting longer to get married now, which I think is good, because I think you can't get married too young. I had a friend, he got married when he was 18. Messed him up. He started blinking a lot. Yeah, him and his wife would come over to visit, they'd sit down on the couch. My friend would be like, I thought it was a nervous tick. Years later, I found out it was Morse code. He was saying, help me. This bitch is crazy. None of us ever picked up on it, though. Poor guy. All right, you guys have been great. Thanks for listening. My name's Chris Reed.
Oh, sorry. Awesome. You guys ready for your next comment?
Yeah.